Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. This is Joshua Wyatt, also known as Mixed JB, using they them pronouns. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to this corner of the universe. I hope you are comfortable. Please grab a water from the fridge, sit down, take your shoes off at the door, and let's have a conversation. So, today I wanted to talk about my thoughts on Lil Nas X's new video for Montero, Call Me By Your Name, which I have been seeing everywhere on my social medias. I got family members talking to me about it, got friends talking to me about it, and so I really just wanted to sit down and put all my thoughts out there once and for all on how I feel about Lil Nas X. Then we'll talk about Montero. Then we'll talk about how he has the straights mad. He always has the straights mad, and I'm here for it. And then we'll talk about where do we go from here? What's next? Okay, so for me, myself, as an aspiring artist, I'm a dancer, I'm a choreographer, I'm a producer, I'm starting producing, which I'm so excited about, and I'm also a spiritualist, a healer, all those things, right? But what does that have to do with Lil Nas X? So, I will say, I'll start with how I feel about Lil Nas X generally. So, when he first debuted with Old Town Road, I didn't like the song. I didn't really care for the song. However, I recognized the importance and the impact someone like Lil Nas X was going to have on the music industry, especially once he came out that he was gay. And first of all, when he came out, I was here for it. I was so happy for him. And I will say, me and Lil Nas X are the same age, or like we're really close in age. And so I was already out when Lil Nas X came out, and so for me, I was so excited for him to be out because he's a queer person, a queer black man, queer dark skinned black man in the music industry, in hip hop, doing him, killing the charts. He broke Mariah Carey and Louis Fonsi's record for the longest running #1 on Billboard and Billboard Hot 100 history. So he came in the game swinging. He really did. Even though I wasn't here for the song, I understood like what his presence meant for music. Okay. Now, in the same breath, I also understand that I'm also on Twitter too. Make sure you follow me on Twitter. I'm also on Twitter, and I understand that Lil Nas X has been very problematic when it's come to Nicki Minaj, when it's come to Adele, when it's come to Beyonce, when it's come to Rihanna, when it's come to a lot of women in the game, which I also understand. I feel like both these things need to coexist. Like, he's problematic and he's also successful. How do we not compromise this, but how do we hold him accountable for his past actions? Especially because a lot of people on Twitter have been saying he hasn't been um, owning up or holding himself accountable for the things he's done and said as a teenager, which I feel like is a current trend in a lot of social media right now. But it's the truth. Like, if it's the truth and it happened, then he needs to be held accountable for that. And I wholeheartedly agree. Now, that's how I feel about Lil Nas X, like when he first debuted, all of that good stuff. So now, fast forward about 2 years later, 3 years later, and we have Montero, Call Me By Your Name. So I just watched the video, I want to say about 30 minutes ago for the first time. Of course, I saw all the memes on Twitter. I saw him slaying that pole where he was rolling down all the way to hell. I was here for it. I was here for all of it. I saw the CGI, the budgeting. Let's talk about the budgeting, please, because that was immaculate. That was high budget. That is what I want these straight artists to do. What these straight men think they're doing, I need them to watch this video and follow suit in some way, because there was vision, there was artistry, there was interpretation of religion, and y'all know how everybody, all the straights, all the Christians, y'all know, even not even the straights, even a lot of queer people who are Christian, y'all know how they do when it comes to you using any type of religious, especially Christian, any religious anything, and then if it's like a traditional African religion or African spirituality, you're deemed demonic. And it's like, who taught you to hate yourself, love? We know the answer is white people and white supremacy, but who taught you to hate yourself? We need to get out of that. It's 2021. It's time. We need to evolve and continue growing as people. Anyways, the reason why I feel like I stand a little bit of Lil Nas X, like just who he is and what he represents, not necessarily his music, if that makes sense. And although I think he has amazing vision and amazing talent, it did for me take him a while to find it, but he found it and he's in his groove, he's in his bag, and it's showing. And that's what I can appreciate about his artistry and where he's going. So now, let's talk about, oh, that's the connection I wanted to make. The connection between Montero, and this just popped in my head, but the same outrage that he's getting, it's more, and we'll talk about it. We'll talk about the differences. But I feel very similarly about this situation, how I felt with God is a Woman, Ariana Grande, her music video for God is a Woman that she released in 2018. It was the same thing necessarily when it comes to how the media and how the general public approached it. I think it was more acceptable for Ariana to do it. We all know because she's a white woman. So I feel like it was a little bit more acceptable for her to dibble and dabble. And she was playing more with gender, like God is a woman. Like she was playing more with gender. Whereas here, Lil Nas X is playing with gender, he's playing with sexuality, he's playing with race, and he's playing with religion. And so all of those things, you combine all those things together, then we have the backlash of Montero. That's basically what happened. And so let's get into Montero finally. That video was everything. Everything I needed and more. And I didn't think I would ever, not that I would never like a video from Lil Nas X, but I never thought I would be on here making a video about it because it was so impactful in the sense that it ruffled these straight people's feathers so fucking much. And I'm gonna include like a few little things on the sides here about different ideas and thoughts that came into my mind that I agree with, but also just things that compel me to talk about this because let's talk about Thriller. I want to talk about Thriller real quick because someone made a post on my Facebook feed, and they were absolutely right in the sense that Thriller is 33 times platinum. It's a 3 times diamond album where Michael Jackson is depicted with vampires, goblins, and ghouls. So y'all was dancing with the devil since the 80s. I'm trying to figure out what the issue is. The issue is he's gay. That's always been the issue. It will always be the issue. And I'm so happy he don't give a fuck. Because he been dragging all of y'all day and night on Twitter, and I'm here for it. And I do follow him on Twitter because he be in his bag. He is a troll. He is. But, girl, when he be trolling them white people, when he be trolling straight people, I live for it. I live for it. Because it's reparations. It's reparations for real, because if you think about it, white people have been sitting here, straight people have been sitting here making us feel like shit all our lives. And I completely agree with what Lil Nas X had to say about y'all been telling us we're going to hell forever, and so when I finally go to hell, it's the fucking problem. Make it make sense. I can't zoom in on my Mac. I wish I had my iPad. Make it make sense. It doesn't, and it won't. At least not over here in this universe. It doesn't make sense. We call a spade a spade. We call homophobia what it is. We call racism what it is. We call trans misogyny and transphobia what it is over here. And that's what all the GP is serving. And then it's crazy because I saw another post talking about the Illuminati and like how all of our faves, you know how we all went up for like the Illuminati. I know I did. I went up for the Illuminati conspiracies in like 6th to 8th grade. It was a whole thing. But then I got over it pretty quickly because it didn't make a lot of sense and people were reaching, and I figured that out for myself. So, with that being said, it's just funny how we have so much selective memory. And I will say, Lil Nas X is following in the shoes of Nicki in terms of being controversial, in terms of stirring the pot. But mm, there's a key difference in the sense that Lil Nas X has like a complicated history with Nicki. I know that in terms of not claiming her as an influence and not claiming Nas Mirage, even though we all knew it was him, which was that was interesting. But anyways, so this video, I'm not trying to drag him. I'm just trying to get my thoughts together because I know if I say something, I'm definitely gonna drag him by accident, and I'm not trying to do that. Not at least not in this video. So I think I said enough, and I think I said all I had to say. Those are my thoughts. Food for thought, as always, as my good sister Ren always says. I'm gonna find my own little punchlines because that was a cute one. I like that one, but it's hers, so I'm not gonna take it. Okay, y'all. Well, thank y'all for visiting. I hope you learned something. I hope you feel some type of way in a good way, and if you feel some type of way in a bad way, fix your face, love. It's a good day. The sun is shining right now. We're out here living our lives, and just be great and be you. All right, I'll talk to y'all later.